Hello, everyone. We have Uday, Vijayan, and Abhinay Choudhary today with us, co-founders of Laundrymate. It is a startup which was started as a pilot 6 years back, and today they are here with us to share more about their story and their startup. Over to you, Uday and Abhinay, to quickly take us through on the Laundrymate story so far.
Yeah, hi all. My name is Abhinay. I'm the co-founder of Laundrymate. Uh, Earlier, I was the co-founder of Big Basket, and that's where we solve the daily chore of grocery shopping. In Laundrymate, we are addressing the daily chore of doing the laundry at home, primarily, basically focusing on the convenience and the daily use case for the time-pressed households. And we would be launching our state-of-the-art facility in Bangalore in the next 6 months' time.
I'm Uday Vijayan, and I'm the co-founder and CMO at Laundrymate. My background is I've spent a fair amount of time building brands over the years, both at a national and international level. And I've known Abhinay for a while, and we've kind of been working together on some of the brands he's been involved with. So here I am with Abhinay on Laundrymate.
Starting with the conversation, Abhinay, we would like to ask you first. Laundry market is still quite nascent in India. So, what do you think are the growth drivers of the market right now, which will drive the market in India in the coming years?
Yeah, it's a very fragmented market, and majority of the spend basically happens at the on the domestic side, and there has been a lack of a very stable and uh, uh, players who can really provide great experience at affordable prices, right? So there are players who are operating, but then they are not addressing the daily use case. They are addressing the special needs use case, which is like once in a month kind of a. So when you have to really address the domestic use and you want to switch customers over to outsource laundry, you have to address the daily use case, right? And that too at a very affordable pricing, because the switchover cost cannot be very high. So what we are really focusing on, as in Laundry is that look at the the pain, look at the time spent right while doing this chore at home, and then try to set up a very affordable, good quality, great experience, daily use case kind of a laundry offering, and set it up in a manner that it is scalable, right? And then you can actually then take it to various cities and not just being at a regional level, because most of the players currently are not able to scale, and they are at the regional level, and they are actually not owning the entire end-to-end chain. What we are going to set up is a full first world class kind of a backend, as well as the entire delivery infrastructure, which will be all owned by us.
Sure, Abhinay. Also, coming to the roadblocks or challenges, right? Since it's a nascent market right now in India, it also has, I'm guessing, a lot of challenges right now for you to face. If you could tell us few, explain it to us on the roadblocks or the hurdles that you're facing currently in this market.
So as we are trying to set up a very large facility, and since this is a a space wherein you need lots of water, and power, there are some challenges in setting it up in terms of a plant of sorts, so to say, right, in the industrial parks. And there are some challenges with respect to the infrastructure available in those parks with regards to availability of water. So those are the challenges we are trying to address. What we have actually managed to address so far through the pilot in Gurgaon is getting the right solution for the customer to meet the customer's expectation, right? So we offer a full range of services, and not just focus only on dry cleaning, which is the most often outsourced service by the customers. We are providing dry cleaning and iron. We are providing wash and iron. We are providing wash and fold, as well as just ironing. So as an alternate to the customer, so that they don't have to go anywhere else, and they can pretty much use us for all these services. That's number one. Second is about the turnaround time. The industry turnaround time is 2 to 3 days at best, whereas what we are offering is a standard turnaround of 24 hours. and that really helps the, in terms of plan, in terms of really using it on a daily basis, right? So we have got the expectation right. We have been given able to give a good experience around this, and that's something which we have managed to achieve.
Right, right. Got that, Abhinay. Uday, coming to you, if you could share some consumer trends that you're observing right now in your industry.
Yeah. So we've just commissioned and got some proprietary research that threw up some very interesting observations for us. And clearly, there's a huge market opportunity that we see with consumers who are convenience seeking and time challenged, in the sense they want the convenience because of their time being such a precious commodity today. And they're looking for, like Abhinay said, a few things. One is 24-hour turnaround time, which doesn't exist from anybody in the laundry business, really. Somebody who's very reliable, uh, given the fact that the large portion of the segment is really unorganized. It's kind of imperative that if we can offer a reliable service, I think that would again, we'd be able to kind of reach out to consumers and fulfill their need to a large extent. And of course, like Abhinay again mentioned, was that we are setting up a world class backend facility. So it's not something like most of the others are doing, which is really marketplace models, whereas ours is more where we own it from the moment we pick it up to the moment we to the end, to the point we deliver, and all the processes that go with the backend. The other thing that we've noticed, and this could be kind of maybe highlighted thanks to COVID too, has been hygiene. And we're getting to see that hygiene is getting to be an important factor in customer decision making. And hence, organized laundry, with the kind of machines that we have and are planning to put together, will address some of these larger issues around hygiene that will become a preferred customer choice as we see it moving forward. So those are some of the trends that we have observed since we kind of got together and started
Right.
finding this thing out.
Right, right. Uday, apart from the time turnaround and the world-class structure that you are placing, if you could throw some light also on how do you plan to differentiate Laundrymate in the market from the other companies or the available services, that would be great.
Yeah, so I think our differentiator is really going to be around two pegs. One is around the customer experience that we can provide, because at the end of the day, it's unlike certain other categories, you are giving away some of your own personal belongings to somebody else to take care of and bring back. So to that extent, the customer experience becomes a key element of for any brand, and to that extent, we believe ours would have a differentiator there. And also, like I talked about, the quality of service that we would provide would become a key element. So 24-hour turnaround time, dependable, and stuff like that. So those would be really the two pegs around which we would possibly be, differentiating ourselves. But more importantly, I think there's also one more thing I'd like to add. We will follow, like I mentioned earlier, eco-friendly practices. And I don't know if many consumers are aware, but or even others, your audience that you reach out to through this are aware of the amount of water wastage that actually happens even running a washing machine at home. And we understand that you kind of use about 60 liters of water for one cycle of wash at home. And that's really where I think, for those who are sensitive to the environment and those who are sensitive to avoiding wastage, we would again possibly be able to create some awareness around this and try and prevent water wastage that happens really.
Great, thanks, Uday. That really sounds great. Abhinay, coming to you, since you've been in this space for a long time and you've seen the industry grown so far, where do you think the other startups have failed in this industry?
So the key to really offer a a great quality at a affordable price and a great experience is really owning the whole back end. So most of the startups who actually came up in around 2014 15, that was the entire asset light kind of an era, right? Everybody was just chasing asset light and setting up kind of an aggregator model, which was in the light of Uber success and Airbnb success. But what they were not able to do in that kind of arrangement is that they had no control on the back end. So the players who were already had some back end, and they were just leveraging their facility, their capacity to process their orders, they were not able to make any difference either in the pricing or in the entire turnaround time or the quality, right? So they were just primarily acting as a customer facing pickup and drop kind of a service. So in that scenario, they were not able to generate the right unit economics because they have to give the majority of their earnings to the backend operator, right? Hence, most of these guys actually failed, and then they all realized, in fact, that they need to own the backend, and they did kind of pivot to those such models, but then it was a bit late, and that's pretty much my experience has been in grocery as well. When we started in 2009-10, there were quite a few players then, right? But everybody was just operating on a limited categories and also on a marketplace model. We believed in the inventory based model right from the beginning. In fact, around again 2014, 15, in the players like Grofers and few other guys, Pepper Fry, they all came on on the aggregator marketplace model. But unit economics, forced them again to pivot. Some had to shut down, but some with great good backing of financial investors, they managed to pivot. Example, Grofers. So that experience, and given the fact that if you have to really differentiate yourself on terms of in terms of experience, in terms of turnaround time, in terms of affordability, right? Owning the backend gives you a lot of advantages. So that's what we are focusing on. That was one reason I think a lot of people could not cut the ice.
Great. That sounds really insightful, Abhinay. Abhinay, one last question. If you could throw some light upon the B2B versus the B2C industry in the laundry space market.
So, I mean, B2C, as we pointed out in the beginning, is mostly done. It's mostly done at home. It's like a domestic spend on the laundry, right, at home. Very few people outsource their laundry, and that too to an organized player, right? Uh, and they are currently outsourcing majority of their ironing need, and also something which they can't do at home, which is the dry cleaning, right? So B2C is very less outsourced, and majority gets done at home. So that's on the B2C side. And there again, the share of organized versus unorganized in the outsource, right? They people use a lot of unorganized because these are like local dry cleaners or local laundry people in their vicinity, right? And those are not really very organized in a manner, right? Whatever they outsource is also being outsourced to primarily unorganized players. As against that, B2B is something wherein majority of the B2B players, be it hotels, hospitals, resorts, educational institutions, majority of that is already outsourced. And since they have to maintain the quality and consistency from their own customers' perspective, it's being outsourced to primarily organized players because that's when they can get the consistent quality and service. So that's the contrast between B2C and B2B.
Understood. Got that. Thank you, Abhinay. Thank you, Uday. This was really insightful. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for taking time for this. Thank you.